Hello everyone, I am Deep Patel from the Department of Mechanical Engineering. As you all know, we were discussing about the chapter number 11, that is the clutch, coupling and brake. And in our previous two lectures, we have discussed about the various types of the clutch and various types of the brake. We know that the clutch is used to transmit the power from the driving shaft to the driven shaft, and whenever we want to stop the transmitting of the power, we can easily disengage the clutch. Okay, now second was the brake, and we know that the brake is used to reduce the motion of the wheel. Okay, so in our previous two lectures we have discussed about the different types of the clutch, like the disc clutch, cone clutch, centrifugal clutch, etc. And also we have discussed about the various types of the brake, like the shoe brake, band brake, and the internal expanding shoe brake. Okay, now in this lecture we are going to discuss about our last topic, that is the coupling. Okay, so what is the application of the coupling, or what is the coupling? So we know that the coupling is generally used to connect the two shaft. One is the driving shaft, another is the driven shaft. So with the help of coupling, we can transmit the power from the driving shaft to the driven shaft. Now that couplings may be the rigid type or the flexible type. Okay, so in this lecture we will discuss about the various types of the couplings which is available in the market, and what are the applications of the different types of the coupling. Okay, so let us start with the definition of the coupling. So what is the coupling? Coupling is the device which is used to couple the two shafts, or we can say that it is used to make the permanent or the semi-permanent connection between the two shafts. Mainly, there are two types of the couplings are available in the market. First is the rigid coupling and second is the flexible coupling. Now, what is the meaning of rigid coupling? So, we can say that the rigid coupling is used to connect the two shafts which are in the axial alignments. Okay, so when the two shafts are in the axial alignment, we can use the rigid coupling to connect these two shafts. Okay, and the example of the rigid couplings are the sleeve or muff coupling, second is the split muff coupling, and third is the flange coupling. These all three couplings we will discuss in detail in this lecture. Okay. Now, second type of the coupling is the flange coupling. So, what is the application of flange coupling, or what is the meaning of flange coupling? Okay. So, we can say that the flange coupling is generally used to protect the driving and driven machine members against the effect of which is produced due to the misalignments of the shafts. Okay, so if the shafts are not in the axial alignment, okay, slightly it is above the shaft or in the misalignment. Okay, if the two shafts are parallel or it is at some angle, then we cannot use the rigid coupling. Okay, so if the shafts are misaligned, then there is a problem of the vibration or sudden impact load is occurs on the shafts. Okay, to reduce the vibration or sudden shock load or the shaft expansion, we can use this type of the flange flexible coupling. Okay, now the various example of the flexible couplings are: first is the boost tip pin type of the flange coupling, second is the universal coupling, and third is the Oldham coupling. Okay, so these coupling we will discuss in detail in this lecture. Okay, so first of all I am going to start with the rigid couplings, and our first type of the rigid coupling is sleeve or muff coupling. Here you can see the figure. Okay, this is the two-dimensional figure which you have to draw in the examination. Okay, so you can see in the figure, in the sleeve or muff coupling, the muff is made by the cast iron. We know the property of the cast iron. Cast iron can easily absorb the shocking vibration, or it is having the excellent damping property. Okay, so generally we made this muff with the help of cast iron, and inside the muff there is one key is slotted, so we can feed this muff over the driving and the driven shaft with the help of this key. Okay, so here you can see that is the shaft and the key is fitted over the shaft. Okay, now what we are going to do? We are going to engage this muff with the driving shaft up to the center, and then we are going to engage the driven shaft up to the center with the muff. So the muff will transmit the motion from the driving shaft to the driven shaft, and as we have discussed, it is made by the cast iron, so it is having the excellent damping property, and it is having the excellent lubrication property. Okay, so this description is given here that the sleeve or muff coupling is the simplest type of the rigid coupling. It is made from the cast iron, and it is very simple to design and manufacture. So generally we are widely using this type of the coupling. Okay, so it consists of the muff, and the diameter of the muff is same as the inside diameter of the shaft. Okay, the muff is fitted over the end of the two shaft with the help of the key, so we can easily transmit the power from the driving shaft to the driven shaft. Okay, so this is the simple muff coupling. Okay, now our second type of the muff coupling is the split muff coupling. Now what is the problem which is associated with the simple muff coupling? In the simple muff coupling, we have to make engagement like this: the driven shaft, then we have to feed the muff over the driven shaft, then we have to catch the driving shaft, and then we have to engage the driving shaft with the muff. Okay, now whenever any kinds of the problem is occurs, or any kind of the failure is occurred, then we have to disengage the driving shaft and the driven shaft. So during this disengagement, it is very complex process with the, if we are making the coupling with the simple muff coupling. Okay, so in the split muff coupling, what we are going to do, we are going to split the muff into the two portion. The upper half portion, here you can see in the diagram that this yellow color upper half portion is separate, and the below red color half portion is separate. Okay, and we are going to engage this both the portion with the help of the bolts and nuts. Okay, so whenever the any kind of failure is occurs, we can easily disengage the coupling, and we can do the repairing work. Okay, so this is what simple the advantages of the split muff coupling. Okay, generally it is also made by the cast iron. Okay, so all the properties will remain same it is, but here we can get easily disengaging of the coupling if we are using the split muff coupling instead of the simple muff coupling. Okay, so here we can write that this coupling is the muff is made into the two parts. Okay, upper portion and the down portion, and this both the halves are connects with the help of the MS stud or bolt and nuts. Okay, now the advantage of this type of coupling is that the assembling and the deassembling is very easy. Okay, compared to the simple muff coupling. So this is the advantage of the split muff coupling. Okay, now we are going to discuss about our third type of the rigid coupling, that is the flange coupling. Here you can see in the figure that how the flange coupling is looks like. Okay, it is somewhat different than the muff coupling. In the muff coupling, we have to provide bolts and nuts over the periphery. Here in the flange coupling, we have provided some different projection over the coupling, so we can provide the bolts and nuts. Okay, so this type of the flange coupling is used for the heavy power transmission at the low speed. Okay, generally these flanges are made by the cast iron, and above the projection we are going to provide the bolts and nuts. Okay, so the engagement and the disengagement can be done easily. Okay, with the help of this flange coupling. Now the flange, there are two types of the flange. One is the driving flange and second is the driven flange. The driving flange is connects with the driving shaft with the key, and the driven flange you can see here in the driven flange is connects with the driven shaft with the help of key. So here also the key is fitted, but here the difference of the flange coupling compared to the split muff coupling is that here you have to provide bolts and nuts over the projection. Okay, not on the periphery of the coupling. Okay, so this is the simple difference. Now we can write here this coupling having the two separate cast iron flanges. Why we have made by the cast iron? Because it is having the excellent shock absorbing capacity. Now each flange is mounted on the shaft and then key to it. So with the help of key we are going to engage the shaft and the flanges. Okay, now the two flanges are coupled together by the help of the bolts and nuts. The projected portion of the one of the flange and the corresponding recess of the another flange is helps to bring the shaft into the inline or into the contact. So generally this type of the coupling is used for the axial alignment shafts. Okay, so it cannot be used for the misaligned shaft. Okay, so here we have discussed about the three types of the rigid coupling. First we have discussed about the muff coupling. Second we have discussed about the split muff coupling, and third we have discussed about the flange coupling. This flange coupling is generally used for the heavy power transmission at the low speed. Okay, so this is what all about the flange coupling. Now we are going to discuss about the flexible couplings. Okay, so in the flexible coupling we will discuss about the Oldham coupling and the universal coupling. Okay, so let us start with the Oldham coupling. So this is the simple diagram of the Oldham coupling. Generally, this Oldham coupling is used whenever we want to transmit the power between two parallel shafts. Okay, here you can see in the figure, this is the flexible coupling. Okay, so here you can see in the figure that one is the driving shaft and second is the driven shaft, and here you can see the axis of the driving shaft is somewhat above the axis of the driven shaft. So here this type of the Oldham coupling is used to transmit the power from the driving shaft to the driven shaft whenever the two shaft axes are parallel to each other. Okay, now let us understand the components of the Oldham coupling. So here you can see in the figure that with the driving shaft one flange A is attached. Okay, that is our driving flange, and with the driven shaft the flange B is attached, that is the driven flange. Okay, now this driving flange and the driven flange is attached with the shaft with the help of key. Now there is one floating disc is provided in between the flange A and flange B. Now what is the application of this floating disc, and what are the components which are attached with the floating disk? Okay, so generally the floating disk will be rotate and reciprocate up and down motion. Okay, so with the flange A and flange B the floating disk will be rotates and also it will reciprocate inside the slots. Here you can see from the figure there are slots are provided, that is the slots is called tongue T1 and second slot is called tongue T2. So this type of the tongue T1 and tongue T2 is provided over the floating disk. Okay, and these tongues are fitted into the slots of the flange A and flange B. So whenever the flange A is rotated, that with the help of this tongue T1 and tongue T2, it will slides into the slots of the flange A and flange B, and again it will rotates with the flange A and flange B. Okay, so this is the simple application of floating disk E. Okay, so this is what all about the Oldham coupling. So let us discuss about the description. Okay, so it consists of the two flanges, flange A and flange B, with the slot and the slant center floating disc E. Okay, now this disc E having the two tongue. Okay, or we can say the two projection. One is the horizontal projection and one is the vertical projection. The horizontal projection is tongue T1 and the vertical projection is tongue T2, and both are at the right angle. One is horizontal and second is the vertical. So both are at the right angle to each other. Now tongue T1 is fitted into the slot of the flange A and tongue T2 is fitted into the slot of the tongue flange B. Okay. Now because of the engagement of the slot and the tongue, the sliding motion or the relative motion is occur, so we can transmit the power from the driving shaft A to the driven shaft B. Okay, so we can say that this type of the coupling is used to connect the two parallel shafts but not are in the alignment. If they are in the alignment, then we are generally using the rigid type of the coupling. Okay, so this type of the coupling is used to engage the two non-alignment or the misaligned shafts. Okay, now our last type of the coupling is the universal coupling. Okay, so here you can see the universal coupling. Okay, so we can say that the universal coupling is consist of the two similar forks which are key on the ends of the two shafts. Okay, here you can see from the diagram that Here there are two forks. One, this is the first fork and this is the second fork. Now these two forks are attached with each other with the help of the pin. Here you can see there is one horizontal fork, fork A, and there is one vertical fork, fork B, and this both the forks are attached with the pin. Okay, so what happens here, if the shafts, if we want to transmit the power at some angle, okay, this is our horizontal shaft, and if we want to transmit the power like this at some angle, okay, so we can transmit the power with the help of this universal coupling. Okay, so this is the main difference between the Oldham coupling and the universal coupling. In the Oldham coupling, we can transmit the power between two parallel shafts, and the universal coupling is used to transmit the power at any angle, okay, with the driving shaft. Okay, so here you can see this coupling is used to connect the two shafts whose axes are intersect at some angle. Okay, it is also used to connect the two shafts where the angle between the two shafts may be vary when they are rotating. Okay, so if this driving shaft is the horizontal. In if the angle of the driven shaft is vary with the rotation of the driving shaft, then we can use this type of the universal coupling. Okay, so in this lecture, we have discussed about the basic type of the coupling, that are the rigid coupling and the flexible coupling. And in the rigid coupling, we have discussed about the three types of the coupling. First was the muff coupling or the simple muff coupling. Second was the split muff coupling, and third was the flange coupling. Now then, we have discussed about the two type of the flexible coupling. First is the Oldham coupling and second is the universal coupling. Oldham coupling is generally used to transmit the motion between two parallel shafts, and the universal coupling is used to transmit the motion if the driven shaft is at some angle. Okay, or both the couplings are used to transmit the motion between two misaligned shafts. Okay, so this is what all about the couplings. Okay, so in this lecture, we have discussed about all the couplings, and in the previous lecture, we have discussed about the clutches and brake. So this is the end of our chapter number 11, that is coupling, clutches and brake. Okay, so thank you for today.